All right, next is this is interesting because Conan, I'm sure you saw this. Kevin from Monterey, the subject is Tony Khan. Conan, what are your thoughts regarding the short Tony Khan interview regarding the Dragon Lee situation with AEW, AAA being a double cross? So this was old. It was funny because Tony said this. I don't think the stories I've ever told the story, but Dave has already told the story, and you've already told the story.
Right.
So like this is not. He thought it might have been news, but it wasn't because it's been recorded. I don't want to listen to this again.
Okay,
this is so old. This is 2 weeks old.
Okay, let me just say.
You saw it though, Conan, or no?
Am I allowed to speak, or what's going on here? All right.
You've seen it. Yeah.
So, I think this is the first time he spoke on it. Maybe. Yeah.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what's your comment?
Yeah. What are your thoughts regarding this interview?
Yeah, he's incorrect. I already told the story various times, and my version is correct. He's giving you some. I want to look good in this interview. I'm the victim type story, right? So he claims, this is very funny to me. He claims that Roosh was supposed to be in that match with Dralistico, his brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was told ahead of time that Roosh did not want to be part of a tag team. He wanted to be a single star, and we were going to put somebody else in his place, possibly Dragon Lee. So I'm not sure where the double cross is.
Let me say this, though. I thought it was funny when he was telling that story about, he said that he got a call from FTR saying that WWE cameras were there. I think that's an interesting wording because what the visual picture of WWE cameras is the guys at ringside like holding the cameras. And like they say WWE on them, like they did like back in the day, like they had the right camera. But I would so let me ask you this: would WWE cameras consist of Jeremy Borash with a camera in his hand?
Jeremy Borash wasn't there.
Oh, he wasn't there, right?
I never saw anybody from WWE there.
Right.
Okay. And number 3, it's very weird to me because I thought I had a good relationship with FTR, and that they didn't come up to me and go, "What's with the WWE cameras?"
Well, we're just getting Tony's version of what he was saying, what they were talking about.
Right.
So that might not even be true.
Right.
Because the funny thing about it is, like everybody, in honesty in the wrestling business, I just want to forward this point. For anybody that thinks Tony Khan is like this bastion of honesty, right? Still to this day, I think his official stance is that Matt Hardy in that match against Sammy Guevara did not get a concussion. I don't think he's ever corrected that.
Where his wife,
So
his wife was very outspoken, came out and said he had.
Right. So Tony Khan is telling you, "Oh no, he didn't have a concussion." And I'm like, "All right, dude. It's like you're just gonna be a typical all these other promoters."
Yeah.
Come on.
It was a bad position because I don't think if you saw his head hit the ground, you wouldn't. How could you look at that and go, "There's no way he didn't have a concussion"?
Well, just the point is, your honesty comes into question after just something that outrageous. You know what I'm saying? So what are you saying going forward? So why should we trust you? You know? So and it's funny, based on that, you would think that the dirt sheet media would be more pressing Tony about things instead of just like being all his fanboys and stuff and everything, regurgitating his propaganda.
Right.
So,
but they want to be part of the scrums.
Correct. He makes them part of the scripts, the scrums. So it's like, whatever. Next is Chris from Lemoore. What are the changes? But just to reiterate, Tony Khan's not doing anything that every wrestling promoter does. They all exaggerate. They all, it's all baked in the cake. So
get in the game with the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Bet on the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, soccer, golf, MMA, and more. Every sport, every market, right at your fingertips. Deposit instantly with PayPal, Venmo, or Apple Pay, starting at just $10. Win big and cash out fast. PayPal in 24 hours or instantly at retail sportsbooks. Available in over 20 states, FanDuel's app is your ticket to the action. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now.
What's up, K100 crew? I have a question this week regarding some comments made by Cibernetico on his podcast. He recently addressed long-standing rumors that Antonio Pena, the founder of AAA, had certain favorites in the company, and that some of those individuals were allegedly involved with him on a more personal level. Cibernetico claimed that both he and Latin Lover were not part of that group, despite often being mentioned in those rumors. He also said that if people continue to associate him with those claims, and he finds out who was actually involved, he'll expose them one by one. Since you, Conan, worked closely with Antonio Pena for many years, is there any truth to these rumors? Or is this just more backstage gossip being stirred up for attention? P.S. Here's a short clip of the allegations. Joe, do you have this Instagram post with the allegations?
Referencias, y ya saben de qué estilo, ya se sabían quiénes eran. Y Lati no era uno de ellos. Te lo puedo decir que Lati siempre se dio su lugar. Con Antonio Peña, de lo demás, yo no sé por qué yo no me meto en su vida, güey. Claro. Sí, pero yo te hablo de lo que hablan la gente. Hasta de mí decían que yo me había metido con Antonio Peña, que yo hasta fui estrella. Y te lo puedo decir, él tenía sus luchadores. No voy a decir quiénes, güey. Todos esos luchadores que hablan de ese tema son porque son luchadores frustrados, güey. O a lo mejor porque no se los quiso coger Antonio Peña, ¿va? También, por eso hablan y hablan de coraje, ¿no? Y en verdad, si hay luchadores que hablan mierda y media, que no, es que él tuvo que ver, y son luchadores que se metieron con él, y me entero que fue uno de ellos, yo sí los voy a quemar, güey. Yo voy a decir, uno por uno, quién fue que se metió con Antonio Peña. O sea, si siguen mamando, en verdad siguen chingando y diciendo cosas que no les consta.
Claro, porque no, a nadie le consta.
A mí sí. Y te voy a decir una cosa, el
All right. That's enough. All right, what did he say?
So he's basically saying that,
Who was that? Was that Latin Lover talking right there?
No, it's Cibernetico. Right.
With the mask on. Who's the guy with the mask on?
I don't know who the it is.
Some host.
And
this guy's doing a podcast. He's wearing his Mexican wrestling. Yeah, like
bro,
like Excalibur. Like,
you know how many? I was
think it's
looking
funny
the other
the
day.
Mexicans are starting to do podcasts now. You know.
Now I did the very first wrestling podcast in Mexico, right?
Right.
And now when I look, there's so many marks, and sometimes I'll put it on just to hear what they're talking about. And they have no clue, bro. You can tell when somebody's a mark.
Like Lucha Blog.
Right, like they think they know things just because they have moles or friends inside or working in there and they're giving you some information. But unless, I'm going to say this again, unless you're in the inner circle, you don't know what is going on.
Of course. Bro, just imagine, think about this too. If you took like the inner, like your inner circle of wrestling personalities of everybody you know, right? And you like just had access to all of the conversations you had with all these people over the years, right?
Right.
And to think that like one of these, like a Mark, may have known one of the people and would like talk to that person maybe like once every other week, and they would give them like think about all the knowledge you've accumulated from conversations with these people. They know one person and gotten tidbits of information from them, and they think they know as much about this as you do.
Right.
Like it's basically just based on
Bro,
that.
It's just like in WWE. I worked there, right? And I don't even know who the inner circle is. Yeah. Let me finish this with Cibernetico. So what he's basically saying is that a lot of wrestlers, they're saying that Latin Lover and him were
like
involved.
Shared some stuff, right? Yeah.
With Antonio Pena because he was gay, right?
Right.
But he was in the closet because Mexico is very macho, especially in that era, right?
Right.
And he said that there's a lot of people. Cibernetico is very outspoken. He goes. There's a lot of people that are frustrated because maybe Tonyo didn't. He goes. But if I find out that guys that were with him, like I know who they are, but if I find out that guys were with him are talking, I'm gonna expose you one by one. Now,
like if they run their mouth when they got nothing to run their mouth about, he's exposed. Right. Yeah.
And so the thing is that Antonio Pena was like, he was everything to me, bro. He was a creative genius. And I knew who he was having, affairs with or whatever. But that's his private life. You know what I'm saying?
Did he ever ask
he was always with me.
He ever asked you to come to his room and so he could dry you?
He
like when you would take a shower, he'd be waiting outside the shower with the towel.
He may be juventud. Bro, I wasn't his type. He liked skinny guys. That were kind of baby faces.
Like
I look like twinks, but I look like Shrek, bro.
I bet you there's some footage of you him drying you down with a towel.
Zero. I'm sure you do AI and.
If we look at
is that AI? Was that an AI picture of Russo with Tony Khan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do AI too now. Everybody does AI now.
Yo, what's up? I just want to thank you guys for watching this clip. Don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And join our YouTube membership for hours and hours of exclusive, unedited, uncensored content. And being a member will help you get involved in our upcoming live streams. Thank you for your support. Thank you for riding with us. I know you got a lot of other podcast choices, be it wrestling or other ones. And thank you for picking us. Boom.